Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker. And if you're looking for yarny content other than my backdrop, this is not the video. So if you're not interested in how I take care of my home and do housekeeping on a schedule, then this is not the video for you. Before we get into what I wanted to discuss with you guys, as I said in the previous video I just filmed, I got like 3 hours of sleep last night. I'm a little unhinged. So if I get a little rambly, bear with me. There's a lot of information here I want to discuss. And yeah, I got coffee. I do have my coffee with me, but coffee can only get you by so far. It's been a bad week for sleep and yay. If I don't try to film today, we won't have any content this week. So we're going to roll with it. Also, while I am a homemaker, nothing that I have to say precludes you from doing this if you're a, house spouse of any form. If you work outside of the home, this video could include tips and tricks for you as well. I will have the 2 schedules that I have created myself in my Facebook group. Please, if you join, answer all 3 questions and accept our group rules. I'm still getting a lot of people who are trying to join the group but aren't even answering the questions. So if you don't see 3 questions, there is a 3rd question there. Please answer the 3 questions. This will be in the files section in Facebook. So if you are interested in printing out your own copies of my version of my cleaning schedules, that's great. We are focusing on my cleaning schedules, not products or anything like that today, just how I plan my week and my schedule using the tools I have created. I did create these using multiple different other printouts. If you work outside of the home and you're a, single person, or you're a dual learning household where both parties work outside of the home, split these tasks up, make them go even quicker. It does work. I have shared this with a couple of friends that are homemakers and a couple of friends, or house spouse. That's probably one of my new favorite terms for it, house spouse. I've shared it with some house spouse friends. I have also shared it with some friends who work outside of the home. It is just useful for those of us who think in routine, and for those of us who routine is a really good thing for. So, as I said, my routine is off and I'm struggling with that. I am 100% a routine, list, analog kind of person. I have migraines, so routine is an excellent thing for me. Getting up at about the same time, going to bed at about the same time, having things in a planned order helps. I'm also very scatterbrained. So it just helps to have a list that I can check. You can download these and use them as a digital checklist. You can print them out like I did and use a whiteboard marker like I do. Use these tools to best affect the change you want in your own household. This isn't a hard and fast thing. I'm going to be honest, there is not a single printout that 100% will work for your home unless you do it yourself. Every household is different. Every home is different. Every schedule is different. So all these tasks that I have listed out are great for everybody to get done at some point during the course of 5 weeks. But I've got mine set up to where I don't have any big tasks on Saturdays and Sundays. You may want to move certain things to Saturdays and Sundays because those are the days you have the most time for those kinds of things. So keep that in mind. You will have to rearrange my list based on your needs. No list is perfect for any one household. Some of the sources that I did use were from the Time Warped Housewife blogs, the 1950, how to plan like a 1950s housewife. Some of them came from books that are no longer in publication that I would give my eye teeth to have copies of. But the information is very useful. I do want to kind of go over a couple of things just to explain why they're on the list. So let's get to it. This is a product that I found on Amazon. There are all kinds of different products out there that you can use, but this is just a folder that has built-in sleeve protectors. And for me, this is kind of an easy thing to have. I have not yet fixed my spine on this, but it keeps everything together. I have not tried this recipe yet. If you have for laundry soap, let me know what you think, because I would love to know how this one works compared to the Fels-Naphtha borax washing soda, like cook it on the stovetop, melt it down recipe, because this would be a lot easier to put together. This is the one with Castile soap and salt. So let me know. All right. My daily checklist. I know this looks absolutely balls to the wall bonkers. It really isn't. A lot of this is stuff 90% of this is stuff you probably already do daily. It kind of flows in the order of the day for most people. It's not even in the actual order of the day for me, because I get up before my husband most days, or at least for the last 4 months. But we start off with throwing back the bed covers. So this is one of those throwback housewives or rewind housewives or whatever they call it, like whatever you want to call them. This is a tip from one of those blogs, and it is brilliant. Throw your covers completely back and air your bed out before you make it. All of us, like, it's gross, but all of us sweat while we sleep. Getting all that heat and moisture out of your sheets and blankets will prevent your pillows from getting gamey smelling, your mattress pads from getting gamey smelling. Let all that air out before you pull the covers over the top of it. So first thing, throw the covers back, let your bed air out. You can see where I am in my day. I didn't erase this so I could refilm this, but I did leave it where I actually am. I mean, I did proof that I actually use it. Open up your blinds and windows. Like right now, we're at the point where it's in the 50s in the morning when I get up. So opening up the living room windows and just kind of airing out the house is great right now. But, you know, there are times of the year where it's still 90 degrees or it's 20 degrees. I'm not opening my windows when it's 20 degrees outside. I will open my blinds and let the light in, though. Empty out the dishwasher. Just while your coffee's brewing, empty out the dishwasher. Get yourself started to where you can just drop dishes in throughout the course of the day. We're two people. We don't fill up our dishwasher every day. But when it has been cleaned, I do empty it out in the morning. Start a load of laundry. Just dump it in there. Turn the washing machine on. Tidy up displaced items in your living room. I use the laundry basket method, where I go through the house with a basket, chuck everything into the basket, and as I'm going room to room everywhere else, that's when I dispense the displaced items. Straighten the living area, light dusting, straighten pillows, water plants. I've killed my last plant, so I don't have to do that anymore, but I do go through with like my little Swiffer duster and just, I've got cats, we get dander, we've got pet fur, things like that. So it's just one of those, it takes me 5 seconds to just then I make the bed. That's generally when I make the bed. I try to leave my covers open for at least 15 minutes before I make the bed. So if that gives you any idea of how long the rest of this generally takes, especially once you're on the cycle and routine, 15 minutes while your coffee's brewing. Tidy the bedroom, including light dusting. That's, you know, making the bed, making sure there are no dirty clothes on the floor. I'll go through it once again with the Swiffer and just kind of, as I'm opening the blinds, knock dust down, move through the house, getting it ready for the day, basically. I'm really bad about leaving like something laying on the floor beside the bed, whether it be like my project bag from the night before or the book I was reading or something like that just need to be picked up. I am working on decluttering my bedroom so that my visual space is a very clean space when I walk into that room. I don't need visual clutter keeping me awake at night. Hanging up your clothes or putting clothes in the hamper. Just You know, once again, it's part of that like just tidying up kind of thing. I also use this as the time to fold the load of laundry I washed the day before. Tidy up bathroom, checking toilet paper towels, soap, wiping down your sink area, and wiping off your bottles and soap dishes. This is one of those, I don't always 100% do this every day. I frequently, at night, I'll take off my makeup and everything at the sink and use that time to also wipe down my sink area, and I'll double check Troy's sink area and make sure like there's no like toothpaste stuck to the sink or something. But it's something that it takes me 5 seconds. Wiping off the bottles for him is very easy. For me, I have like 15 different lotions sitting out on my vanity area, but it doesn't take very long once you do it the first time. We're literally talking about just wiping. We're not talking about scrubbing, cleaning, washing, spraying. This is just a wipe down situation. Wipe down kitchen surfaces, fridge, discard old food, same thing. This is just a basic wipe it down. This is going to be one of those, like, by now we're at like the pre-dinner zone. You're prepping dinner. So like, as you're scooping all like your vegetable scrapings and bones together, like just wipe things down real fast. Doing the refrigerator, it's more of a double check situation for me. And if I notice something spilled, that's when I wipe it up. This isn't a take everything out of your fridge thing. This is just, if there's a spill, clean it up now. That way you don't end up with a sticky mess that like gets crystallized and jars are sticking to your refrigerator drawers and things like that. Take out the trash if it needs to be taken out. I know a lot of people used to do this kind of as a daily activity. For us, it's not such a big deal. We don't have really stinky trash or really dirty trash. So it's the kind of thing where like I rinse things out before I put them in the trash can. I take it out when it needs to be taken out. So this is kind of more of a check on it. Monday morning, I go through the entire house and take all the bags of trash out and make sure, you know, everything is empty that wasn't already filled up or something. But that's because trash days on Tuesday. So I want to make sure all my trash gets out on Tuesday morning. Rinse and hang up your dishcloth. I do change my dishcloth every day. So I've got reusable scrubbers in my kitchen. So I actually throw those in the dirty hamper for towels and sheets. Sweep and mop your hardwoods. I'm literally talking, take your Swiffer mop. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Done. I mean, I actually do that in the morning most of the time, just because that's the most convenient time for me to do it. Like I said, I get up before Troy, so I need quiet activities until he's out of the bed. But this is something we're literally talking about, just the zip, 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 zip cleaning, not the, you know, getting up under the baseboards and scrubbing anything kind of cleaning. Whatever your weekly chore is, or your day, the other sheet is broken down. We have things that get done every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then Friday is also a swing day. So we have 5 weeks worth of more intensive things to be done on those days. That's what that thing is. It's the second page information. Arrange your living room for relaxation. However your living room is going to bring you after dinner, make your living room what you want to relax in. And that's all this is. This is so you don't have clutter and chores looking you in the face. This is an opportunity for you to decompress and unwind and enjoy your time. You don't want to see tasks to be done in front of you. So make sure as you're making dinner that wherever you're spending your night, your living area is going to induce relaxation and decompression for you. After dinner, quickly put the dishes up in the dishwasher and get that ready to go. Or if you hand wash dishes, take the time to go ahead and do it now. That way you're not waking up immediately and seeing things to be done. The last thing I do before I go to bed is prep the coffee pot for the morning. That way all I have to do is hit the on button and I am ready to go in the morning. I hit the coffee pot, turn it on, feed the cats, do the dishes, unloading the dishwasher and stuff, drop the load of laundry in. Generally by then my coffee's done brewing. I'll pour my cup of coffee, let the temperature drop a little bit so I can drink it. That's when I Swiffer real quick or open the blinds. You know, I try to combine as many tasks into one as possible. And this is one of those moments where, like, I don't know why mentally this sets me up for success, but between making the bed in the morning and just the act of making the bed in the morning and having that coffee ready to go in the morning where all I have to do is press on, those two things set my brain up for success every morning. It is a huge difference in how I feel for the rest of the day by having those two things done. I don't understand the psychology of it. I don't get why that works so well. There are lots of people who discuss the small things you can do to rewire your brain for success. And everybody always has on their list, making your bed in the morning. It does work. It's the stupidest thing because you're just going to unmake it again. It makes no rational sense, but it does. And it also, when you walk into your bedroom at night, when you're ready to go to bed, the act of turning down the bed for some reason starts to program in your mind, this is relaxation time. And your mind starts coming into that step down phase where you're ready to go to sleep. I don't know why it works. I don't know how it works. All I can do is attest to the fact, for me, it 100% works. I'm not an expert in any of these things. This is just what works for me and me trying to give you tips that might work for you as well. But for whatever reason, having that coffee made and having made the bed and then unmaking it always makes things work better. It's not that they won't work at all. It makes it work better. All right, so our weekly task. There are weeks where these get all sorts of discombobulated around. I wake up at 3 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. one morning, and I can't get into the bathroom to do like a deep scrubbing of the bathroom, but I'm ready to go ahead and start doing something before my husband's up. Yeah, I might go ahead and start wiping down the cabinets and just getting that out of the way for the week. Or I might come down here to my swing task. You know, I might have extra time because something, and I'll just go ahead and get it knocked out and out of the way. The advantage to having a list like this is you can see that, register it, and think of it as a thing to be done at some point. And it, like, if you know Wednesday is going to be a hectic day for you, you can go ahead and, you know, do your mopping Tuesday afternoon instead of having to do it on Wednesday. You still want to change your sheets on Wednesday once a week, cycle those out. But it's the kind of thing where, like, you can move these around. This isn't a you must only or you must do it today. There are going to be days where you wake up and just can't. Today's one of those days for me where I am on the struggle bus. I don't know how I'm going to feel at 6 o'clock tonight. I might have this huge boost of energy and decide I'm going to clean everything and touch everything and do everything and all the things, and I'm just going to turn on music and rock out. I can't tell you. Like I said, 3 hours of sleep. I'll probably pass out here in an hour and just be like, so I might wake up feeling amazing. I can't tell you what I'm going to feel like, but tomorrow is going to be an easy day. I don't have anything outside of the house that I have to do. Tomorrow is going to be an easy day. So if I don't get to mopping until tomorrow, I'm okay with that. So Monday's tasks are vacuuming, the deep vacuuming where you actually pull out the big vacuum cleaner and, you know, like run it over your run it over your curtains, do your carpets, all those weird crevices that you really just need a vacuum cleaner for, that, you know, a Swiffer isn't going to hit, a duster, hand duster isn't going to hit. This is when you use your vacuum cleaner. Do your deep vacuuming on Monday and actually cleaning your bathroom, scrubbing out your toilets. I kind of do this on Monday and Thursday, even though Thursday it's not listed here. You know, I do the litter boxes and all that stuff. Like, that's kind of a twice a week thing for me, but it's not a pull out the gloves and really get in there on Thursday. Generally, it's more of a spot cleaning. Tuesday, wipe down and clean appliances inside and out, dusting furniture. I use my kitchen a lot. I do a lot of cooking. So for me, that did become a more of a needed weekly kind of task. But, you know, for other people, you know, the weekly task might be cleaning your windows. Like if you got kids or dogs, you might need to do that weekly. Versus me, I don't have kids. I have cats, no dogs. My windows pretty much stay clean, so I don't need to Windex my windows every week. But I do need to kind of self-clean my oven real quick every week. I get a lot of spillage in there for some reason. And generally it's the meat stuff. Dusting furniture. So this is when I take a damp cloth and wipe things down instead of just going through with the Swiffer and knocking dust off. This is when I actually wipe things down. So if there's dirt or something that's a little bit stickier, like pet dander, I'm getting that off surfaces at this time. Wednesday, change your sheets, mop your hardwoods and tiles. If you're Swiffering your floor, your hardwoods, and your tiles daily, once again, go through with the Swiffer, make sure everything's off. You've already vacuumed for the week, so you shouldn't have that much knocking off from your carpeted areas or rugs. So mopping is a very quick thing. I use the Method squeeze mop stuff and a damp microfiber cloth to do my hardwoods. I do use Lysol and a traditional mop to do my bathrooms. My kitchen's also hardwood, so I just use the Method hardwood cleaner for that. Thursdays, wipe cabinets, clean mirrors, and particularly the bathroom and the trash can area. Those cabinets get really kind of just, you know, water spotty or something, you know, mist a little bit. This is when I really go in there and clean. I don't in this house have cabinets over my stove, but in previous houses I've had, you know, those just get like your greasy film built up on the cabinets around the hood vent area. This is a time to prevent that from becoming like a massive multi-hour task trying to get that cleaned off. If you just kind of do that weekly, it doesn't get so nasty. This is really how to not have to spend 2 weeks spring cleaning and fall cleaning. This is really like how to just upkeep things so they don't get that bad. Friday, organizing your office/work area, wherever you pay your bills or store your paperwork. Clean all that stuff up. So, and you know, get those bills paid, take care of all that paperwork, get it out of the way. Once it's done, it's done. You don't have to think about it for another week. I also use this as an opportunity to clean up the yarn from my desk because I do a lot of knitting and crocheting at my desk. And I end up with like scrap balls. And that's an opportunity for me to grab up all the scraps, bring them down here, put them in their organized totes. It's an opportunity. Yeah, I just said in a video, like I just got a new computer and trying to switch information from my old hard drive to the new hard drive and everything. You know, I've got like portable hard drives out and I've got extra cables out and I've got a secondary monitor trying to figure out like, is my problem the old monitor or I need a new monitor? Like I've got all these tech giblets everywhere. My husband plays guitar a lot at the computer. So I use this as an opportunity to kind of make sure all of his guitar picks are in one place instead of one on the desk, one in the living room, one on the piano, one in the kitchen, one on the floor randomly because I got stuck to a foot and got tracked through the house. Like how we lose our hooks and things like that. Like guitar picks apparently are one of those things. This is also when we do our swing day task, or at least when I do it. Friday tends to be the day I do my big baking and prep cooking for the weekend. So I have a lot of downtime where I can't really engage in something else because I need to be available to switch things out of the oven. So this is when I tend to do my swing day task, which is it's a 5-week rotation of more intensive chores. So this would be a perfect time if you work outside of the home to do this on like a Saturday or Sunday. This is when you would move things around, definitely. Wipe down all furniture, cabinets, and banisters for a deep cleaning is 1 week. I'll actually, when I go through to do this again, I will actually be taking out like the Old English lemon cleaner and really scrubbing down the wood banister upstairs. It's got just finger grime, especially on the finials. We both tend to walk by and like touch the finials. So like I really need to go in and like deep clean those, not just take like a Murphy's wipe and clean it off. Week 2, windows and ceiling fans. Great tip for your ceiling fan. Take that dirty pillowcase from Wednesday, put it over the blade on your fan, and swipe all the dust inside the pillowcase. And go through and do all your ceiling fan blades like that. And get all that dust inside your pillowcase. When you turn it inside out over a trash can in your laundry room, and then drop it in your washer and clean it real good. It works. It works great. You don't end up with like dust bunnies clumping up and falling in your floor and in your face and in your eyes. And then you're sneezing for the rest of the day and not worth anything. Windows, once again, like I said, this might be something you need to do more frequently than once every 5 weeks. For me, every 5 weeks is perfectly fine. Once you do it the first time, it really only takes a couple of minutes every other time. If you haven't cleaned your windows in 6 months, it's a butt to clean those. Week 3 are walls, moldings, and doors. This is another one where I have not, since I got back on my schedule, I haven't done it yet. And I'm dreading doing it because, you know, you've got like where you put your hand to close the door, you end up with the finger smudges and your light switches. Just take a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and go through and clean all those smudges off. I'm doing a much better job at wiping those down when I'm cleaning the bathrooms, but like closet doors, you just... So just take that 1 week. That first week is, once again, it's going to be a bear to do it the first time. Once you do it the first time, it's much easier to just... Week 4 is spot cleaning upholstery and rugs. If you don't need to spot clean your upholstery and rug, yahoo! And you get a free swing bag. Week 5 is cleaning out the refrigerator and freezer. And this is when you would actually pull out most of your stuff, wipe everything down real good, sanitize it real good, especially if you've had like a meat spillage or something. Clean that out real good and then put everything back. This also is a really good time to take stock. Like if you're like me and love something like pickles, every time I empty my refrigerator, I have 90 pickle jars in my refrigerator. Like literally right now, I have 4 different open jars of pickles in my refrigerator. I have pickle slices. I have the little baby dill gherkin pickles. I have some salty dill pickles that are like the big medallion coins. And I'm pretty sure I have like a jar of Vlasic whole pickles that only has 1 pickle left in it. This is when you're going to take stock of that and be like, okay, we're going to make sure this is in the front so I eat from this one next time. Or we're going to front these and make sure like this is, you know, this jam's been in the refrigerator probably a little too long. Let's go ahead and make sure we eat that this week, kind of thing. The more people you have in your house, the more stuff like that you find in your refrigerator. And they get hidden in the back of the refrigerator. So I actually find this to be one of those really useful things. Really quickly, something that is not on this schedule is how you plan your grocery shopping and meal shopping to coordinate with this. Because you do have tasks like wiping out your refrigerator. I tend to do that task the day before I'm going to go do my big grocery shopping. I'm trying to get back to where I do my grocery shopping twice a week, just because I don't want to have 9 billion things in my refrigerator. And we do eat a lot of fresh meat, and I'm trying to make sure that we have things like chicken on hand, and chicken does not last very long in the refrigerator, or salmon fillets. So I'm trying to increase the quality of the fresh meats we're eating. So I do need to start going to the store more often and trying to plan things like your grocery shopping for the day
after you clean out your refrigerator is a really good tip. That way your refrigerator's at its most empty state. So you can slide things out of your way more than actually having to take them completely out of the refrigerator. Like I said, I do a lot of my prep cooking for the weekend on Friday. That way, if we decide we're going to go out shopping or go to the park, or, we're going to be out of the house and I don't have like a crock pot meal set up, when we come home on these weekend days where we will be out together, I have something in the refrigerator pre-prepared. I do menu plan. I look at the sale paper for the grocery store I'm going to be going by on my next trip and try to build my menu around what is on sale this week. Certain stores like Fresh Market, if you have one of those nearby, every Tuesday they do the $2.99 chicken breast, the $2.99 ground chuck. That tends to make up a lot of our menu right there. And it's actually $3.99 right now because of supply issues, but $3.99 for the chuck, $2.99 for the chicken breast still. But I do try to plan my shopping around what the sales are, and I try to plan my menu around what the sales are that week. And thinking ahead like that will save you a lot of money. You're going in with a list of things you need to buy, so you're not doing I'm so hungry, those taquitos just look amazing. Or you have the nostalgic moment and you want to microwave a Totino's party pizza. And don't tell me you didn't do that as a kid, because, well, at least if you're my age, a lot of us did that as a kid. Disgusting food. But when you're hungry, for some reason, the nostalgia throws you back. You end up spending an extra like $6 in Totino's party pizzas that you don't need, and they're just going to sit in your freezer and take up space. You never make a good choice when you don't have a list and you go in hungry. So try to plan and prepare those things. And that's going to depend on your household 100%. When you do that, how you do that. Like I said, no day-by-day activity list is ever going to be perfect for your household unless you rearrange it for your own home. I hope that these give you a jumping point for that. You can very easily start using my schedule and then get a feel for what is really going to work for you. I took a pencil and, wrote things down and moved things around as I went throughout my first month here trying to do this. No one day generally takes me more than an hour on the daily checklist, except for that first time you do it in 5 or however long it's been. Once you're on the 5-week rotation, those activities actually really don't take that long. It's just the first time you do it takes a long time. But I mean, yeah, it's about an hour of activity, but these are things, like I said, like making the bed, doing the dishes, wiping surfaces down. You're already going to be doing that in some form over the course of the week already. Anyway, it is time saving to do it in small increments as you go. The daily dusting, because I do that just very quickly with the Swiffer. When I go into deep dust things, it takes me about 20 minutes, but that's while I'm also picking up displaced items, replacing displaced items, moving things from different parts of my house that need to be in different places. I generally also have food going when I'm doing that. So it's a multitasking activity. So while I say it takes half an hour to do it, I'm also doing 6 different things at the same time I'm doing that. So you'll figure out your path and your way about it. Like over here, like making a crystal ball or something. But yeah, you'll figure out your way to do it. And hopefully these printouts will give you a nice jumping place. Like I said, these will be in the files section in my Facebook group. There's a link in the description box of all my videos for the Facebook group, my affiliate links and all that information.
Like I said, this wasn't focusing on the tools I use or anything else. This was just about how to use the schedule that I created for myself and making it work for you, and why some of these tasks actually are important to just get out of the way regularly. Because I can tell you, cleaning out your refrigerator once every 6 months or once every year. I got a friend who's never cleaned out their refrigerator. That takes hours if you do it once a year versus if you just keep it clean and wipe it down. And I know, like, we all heard that as a kid and we're all like, yeah, whatever. It really does help. And I find that by doing these things in this way, in particularly making the living areas of my home places where I can enjoy my leisure time, makes my home a better place for me. By no means, my husband really doesn't care. Other than, trying to keep allergens up, he doesn't give a fudgicle about it. I mean, he just doesn't care. This is something I do for me and just making the maintenance a lot easier. And like I said, this isn't just for a homemaker to follow, or, this is something, these tasks can be done very quickly and efficiently based on your schedule. This is a good layout or plan or concept to attempt to follow based on your needs. This is what works for my household, but every house I go to is different. Every house I go to has different needs. So, I mean, it's not just, the number of people living in your house. Some houses are dustier than other houses. This house isn't super dusty, other than, like, we drag in dirt on our shoes and we have cats. Our house doesn't get super dusty. Our last house, you would literally dust a wooden surface and 2 seconds later you would see dust on it again. It just did not matter. It was a dusty house. My grandmother's house, like, I'm pretty sure she could not dusted for a year and you still wouldn't see dust on her surfaces. Like, so do what works best for you. If there are certain things that are on my daily list that are more of a weekly thing, move them. Make them a weekly thing. Think of them as a weekly thing. If there are things like, I just wiped out my kitchen, or just wiped out my refrigerator on Wednesday, there's no need on swing day to come back. You already know if it's clean or not. You've already fronted your items. You've already gone through them. So make it work for you. Don't make this a burden to carry around. This is just a help list. I know a lot of people think of list as must be done in order, must have to be this way. Don't think of this in that way. Think of this as a help and assistance to figuring out what works for you and what's going to make this easier for you. That's how I use most lists. I use lists as reminders because, like I said, I'm scatterbrained. I tend to forget things. I forget what I've done and what I haven't done. I'm not even sure right now if I've eaten yet today. That's how bad it gets some days. Once again, though, no sleep last night. So, but yeah, like, don't make this any more stressful than it has to be. Use this as a guide and assistance tool, not a mandatory life thing. And if you have, I mean, like, it's just the two of us and my husband isn't home for a lot of the day. So I do take on 90% of these things. But my husband sees the checklist on Saturday morning. He knows what has and hasn't been done by the time he gets up. I mean, frequently he'll get up and do dishes for me, or frequently he'll, go take care of, like, the outdoor task, like you blowing off, like, patios and porches and stuff like that. Like, this isn't something where only one person in the household is responsible for these things. If you have kids, they should be responsible for making their own beds and picking up their own toys and moving their own displaced items around. You shouldn't be responsible for every micromanaged moment in your household. People should be responsible for themselves. What you should be doing is just doing the finishing touches, the routine necessities, not taking care of everything for every member of your household. And I think that's where a lot of us in our minds start feeling perpetually overwhelmed and feel like you can't take care of getting to the grocery store because you're taking care of 6 different people in your household. All 6 people should be participating based on their age level and capability. This is not a all one person's responsibility kind of checklist. This is everybody in the household checklist. Everybody should be taking care of portions of this on their own when available and when time permits, not you're on your own. Anyway, you guys, like I said, lots of babbling. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have some tips and tricks, please leave them down in the comment section below. A lot of my subscribers do actually read the comments here, and I love seeing them. So if you've got something that works great for you, let me know. As always, you guys, I love you. I hope this was helpful in some way, shape, or form, and let me know how this works for you. I love you guys. Take care. I'm going to have to do it this way.